turn your wounds into wisdom. You will be wounded many times in your life. You'll make mistakes. Some people will call them failures. But I have learned that failure is really God's way of saying, excuse me, you're moving in the wrong direction. It's just an experience. Just an experience. I remember being taken off the air in Baltimore, being told that I was no longer being fit for television and that I could not anchor the news because I used to go out on the stories. And my own truth was, even though I'm not a weeper, I would cry for the people in the stories, and which really wasn't very effective as a news reporter, to be covering a fire and crying because the people lost their house. And it wasn't until I was demoted as a on-air anchorwoman and thrown into the talk show arena to get rid of me that I allowed my own truth to come through. And the first day I was on the air, doing my first talk show back in 1978, it felt like breathing, which is what your true passion should feel like. It should be so natural to you. And so I took what had been a mistake, what had been perceived as a failure with my career as an anchorwoman in the news business, and turned it into a talk show career that's done okay for me. First started as a broadcaster. I was 19, very insecure, thrown into television, pretending to be Barbara Walters, looking nothing like her, and still going to college. So I do all my classes in the morning from 8 to 1, and then in the afternoon I work from 2 to 10 and did the 6 o'clock news, and would stay up and study and all that stuff, until 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then just start the routine all over again. And my classmates were so jealous of me that I remember taking my little $115 paycheck, and at the time, I thought it was really a lot, but taking $115 and trying to appease them. I would always, anytime anybody needed money, I was always offering, oh, you need $10? Or taking them out for pizza, ordering pizza for the class and things like that. Trying that whole disease to please. That's where it was the worst for me, I think, because I wanted to be accepted by them and could not be. Because first of all, I didn't have the time. They wanted me to pledge, and I didn't have the time to pledge. I didn't have the time to be a part of all the other college activities or a part of that whole lifestyle. And it was very difficult for me socially. Really one of the worst times of my life, because I was trying to fit in school and be a part of that culture, but also trying to build a career in television. It's very difficult for me to even see myself as successful, because I still see myself as in the process of becoming successful. To me, successful is getting to the point where you are absolutely comfortable with yourself, and it does not matter how many things you have acquired. The ability to learn to say no and not to feel guilty about it, to me, is about the greatest success I have achieved. The fact that I have, in the public side, done whatever is fine. It's all a part of a process for growing for me. But to me, to have the kind of internal strength and internal courage it takes to say, no, I will not let you treat me this way, is what success is all about. It's the same thing that prevents you from being abused as a child, that prevents you from being abused as an adult, that allows you to build success for yourself. I will not be treated this way. I demand only the best for myself. You are worthy to say no. That it's okay if you say no. It's okay if you say no and then people don't like you. That's really okay. The important thing is how you feel about what you're doing, how you feel about yourself. It's a long struggle, though. It's a long struggle. And I'm just hoping that, in the work that I do on the show and the speaking that I do around the country, and that young people who are watching this can get the lesson sooner than I did. Because it's painful, because you keep repeating it over and over and over until you get it right. And what I found is that every time you have to repeat the lesson, it gets worse. Because I call it God trying to get your attention, the universe trying to get your attention. So we didn't get your attention the first time, so we're going to have to hit you a little harder this time. So I'm still doing it. I'm still learning.
Think of all the times you let a man treat you badly, or someone, your friends, walk all over you. How many times have you let hurtful words or criticism crush you? Well, I was one of those people who was raised not to have a lot of self-esteem. And I know anybody else who was physically violated as a child, as I was, got whippings every day. the lesson of a whipping, the lesson of being heavily disciplined with violence is that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough. And so it takes a long time to get a sense of self-worth and self-value. And so I was in my 20s doing what everybody in their 20s does and looking for love in all the wrong places and looking to be validated by somebody else's view of who I was and wanting them to say, I'm okay. Yes, you're okay. You're okay. And I've done some really embarrassing, ridiculous, crazy ass things over the years, holding onto the bumper of a Datsun Z like I could actually keep him from pulling off. And I remember one time he had left and slammed the door on my hand. And I had, just like a lot of women, had the barrier of, well, you can say anything to me, but you cannot hit me. You cannot hit me. He didn't hit me, but the door slammed on my hand. And I thought, well, that's coming close. That's coming very close. And I remember the door slamming on my hand, falling to the floor, and in front of me was a mirror. And I saw myself on the floor with my hand now bruised and thinking, I have become the woman that I watched my cousin Alice be my whole life as a kid. The only difference is that I'm battered in spirit, and the next step is going to be, who knows? So lying there on the floor is the moment I made that decision that I have now become a woman that I never imagined myself to be, and I got to figure out how to get myself out of this. And that was the beginning of the lesson, which is I'm hoping happens to you tonight from the stories that you're going to see. Because it doesn't happen all at once. Even though you want it to change, sometimes it takes a little longer to actually get the message that people who love you don't treat you badly. Love doesn't hurt. It's supposed to feel good. This whole idea of quantum physics, Newton's law, nature, the order of things, and how life and nature itself operates. And I could see a reflection of my own self, my own being in all of that. And reading Newton's law, third law of motion, which says for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, was like a religious experience for me. I just understand, all my bells and whistles and lights and dancing emojis went off because I could see that. I'd experienced a little bit of that in The Color Purple, that beautiful line where Whoopi, as Miss Seeley, says, everything you try to do to me is already done to you. That struck me in particular in the movie. And I understood that everybody's actually saying the same thing. Newton's saying the same thing as Miss Seeley is saying the same thing as what we in this country and in the other countries call the golden rule, that really what you put out is coming back all the time. And what really struck me is that it's not do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It really is when you do, it's already done, because that's law. The best way to begin to figure out who you are really meant to be is to ask the universe, God, that question. God, how can I be used in service to myself first? And how can I then use that service to serve the world? Use your life to serve the world, and you will find that it also serves you.
I grew up with violence in my home, so I developed, a really acute emotional sense, out of defense. I just needed to make sure that my father was okay. I needed to make sure things were going well. And I just became really hypersensitive to emotional movement in a room as a defense mechanism. And then as I, grew and as I started to develop that, that heightened sense that started out as defense, as I settled down and, came into a deeper understanding of my power and my desires in the world, it was easier to connect to people in a loving way. It transferred easily from a defense mechanism to an ability to love and care for people.
That's amazing though that you were able to process it positive.
So the problem is that when you seek revenge, you destroy yourself. And that's the paradoxical conflict that we all live in. Someone has mistreated us. We want revenge, but if we take it, we hurt ourselves more.
It's crazy how it's
right?
designed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so that is the, as Radhanath Swami referred to, the perplexing situation that we find ourselves in. And the only answer is loving kindness. And most of us don't want to hear that. It's like, I'll take my chances with revenge. I'm gonna take my chances with punching this dude in the face or cussing this girl out or whatever it takes, but I can't do loving kindness. And for me, I had such a beautiful example of loving kindness in my grandmother when I was growing up. I always knew I wanted to be that. The way that she loved and cared for people. I didn't realize that her giving was connected to her peace. That was something that I got a concept of later, but I always knew that that was my example, and I think that's the critical part. We need an example. Somebody has to be an example. Human beings are creatures of example. You got to see it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really where I am in my life right now. I want to show what it looks like to be loving and kind and giving and forgiving, and I just want to model those virtues as best I can. And there was a real period in my life that I had to struggle with. We can win, or I can be nice. Pick one, right? And different people pick different things. For the type of material world climbing, you know, that I did for a big chunk of my life, it was military minded. You know, we're gonna get that flag to the top of that hill, and you are gonna help or you're not gonna be here, right? So that's one mindset. And then after I got the flag to the hill a couple of times, I kept getting the flag to the hill and realized that you don't feel good and you've scorched earth, you know, around you, and you're like, nobody's really happy, you know. And then I started to have to question that mindset. You know, I had one of the greatest runs in Hollywood history, you know, that 8 #1 movies, all over 100 domestic, biggest global movie star, all of that, and my family was miserable, you know. And I had equated winning with happiness, right? It's like, we're winning, what is y'all problem, you know? You know, and the transition from product focus, like military minded, get to the top of that hill, and then I shifted into a mindset. It was really my kids who brought me out of that. A shift into discovering, like, damn, people really care about how they feel. Right? You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as crazy as that sounds,
No,
like,
true.
you know, my father wasn't concerned with how I felt, you know. He wasn't concerned with how he felt. He was military minded. You achieved the mission. And there's 2 possibilities. When I give you a mission, there's 2 possibilities. 1, you complete the mission. 2, you're dead. right? You know, and that's what my father was saying. I grew up with that. Oh, cool, right? I actually had to discover feelings, right? And start like, I used to have to really focus on, okay, how's this person feel? How's this person feel? Not what do I need them to do? And not they're wasting our time right now and we're losing time and we're gonna not finish this mission, right? But there is a balance between the mindset of achieving and loving kindness that at this point in my life, I've actually discovered the magical balance, but it's really hard to get people to let go of the attack and defend achievement mindset and trust the care and concern for your fellow humans as a way of creating higher production. And you can learn something from the extremes also, right? And when you look at the athletes, right? There's a certain extreme mindset that you have to take on. I don't know that you have to take it on. What I do know is that in this society, we worship that mindset that, you know, it's the can you become Michael Jordan without that mindset? You know, and that is a really powerful, difficult question. It's like most people can't sustain the mindset that, you know, fortunately, because it can be so destructive, but most people can't sustain that level of discipline to manifest the things that they want in their life. And there's a poisonous edge to that kind of discipline. And I've been to the edge of that kind of material world discipline in my mind. And I can tell you, you can have a whole lot of stuff and be miserable out there on that edge. And I found a much more comfortable and productive space in my life. And you still need that discipline.
Yes.
But it's like when you use that kind of power to achieve things, it's like there's a brutal reckoning.
Yeah.
There's a brutal reckoning at the end of that.
When you're going through hell and everything is going against you, the easiest thing in the world to do is to start thinking negative.
The impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me through the experience of life. And that's what causes many of us to give up the experiences and the challenges, the defeats, the disappointments, and the failures of life. It's a natural inclination for us to put ourselves down. See, we are born negative, I think, in a negative consciousness because we live in a negative world. This world will try and beat you down. So you've got to begin to guard your mind against negative programming. Like turn off the television. Don't watch the news. If you look at the news, you cannot feel good looking at the news. It turns your power down. You've got to be conscious of that. Just try this. Just experiment with yourself. But start filtering the stuff you allow to come in your mind. So you've got to guard the kinds of things that you put in your mind. See, if you don't program your mind will be programmed because human beings are goal-oriented.
Every time you hear that voice in your head telling you, we can't do this. This is too hard. This is too painful. This isn't worth it. You got to tell it to shut up. That voice is a liar. Don't allow that negative voice to overpower you. You block that out. It doesn't take any energy, any drive to stay down there on a low level, but it takes everything in you to pull yourself up, to tell yourself this is temporary. I can get through this. I'm better than this. I'm bolder than this. I'm stronger than this. This will not break me.
When you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you. You don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You listen to your inner voice and you always take the high road. There will be the tendency, the natural inclination to take the low road. You must resist that.
Now is the time to take control. You focus on your strength. You focus on your abilities, unquestionably. Trust yourself. Take the leap of faith and believe that everything's going to be all right.
Anybody can hate. Anybody can be revengeful. Some people rather get revenge than get ahead in life. Anybody can do that. Anybody can hold a grudge. Doesn't take any greatness on that. Don't need any motivation and encouragement to hold a grudge. Have some resentment in your heart and some bitterness. But the real challenge about growth and moving into your greatness is to continue to be positive when hard times and obstacles run up against you, and not allow that default negative mind to take over. So you got to learn to stand up to yourself inside yourself and short circuit, override that conversation that's always going on. 85% of what that conversation will tell you is negative. It's negative. It will tell you you're tired when you really are not tired. It will tell you you can't do it. It will fill you with fear. So you've got to watch that conversation. And when you find it going on, you've got to stand up to it and say, I'm going to do this anyhow. I'm afraid, but I'm afraid not to do it. And I'm not going to let you stop me. Turn off things that can contribute to your fear. Turn a deaf ear to people that all they can do is talk about how negative things are because they have bought into the consciousness of the world. Start attending workshops, seminars, listening to tapes on a daily basis to begin to recondition your mind, to retrain your thinking. Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. Listen to things that can empower you, that can enable you to create a new reality for yourself and a new life for yourself. You might appear to be strange around most people.
People are going to think you're crazy, but that's okay. You're not trying to be like them. You're cut from a different cloth. You deserve to be a winner. And winners don't think about losses. They don't focus on what could happen. They concentrate on the possibilities of winning.
The biggest challenge that you will have in life is you. Is there's no enemy within. The enemy outside can do us no harm.
What do you do about the negative guy that's trying to bring you down? It's quite simple. Ignore and outwork every last one of them. You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level. You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. You will lose and I will win.
The best revenge is massive success. I'll show you.
You want to kill your haters? You want to shut them down? You want to kill the noise? Listen to me, nothing succeeds like success. Who cares what they say? Dominance. Who cares what they think? Dominance.
When you decide acting in your best interest, you're going to lose some friends. Everybody's not going to approve of you. There's some people that won't like you. Who do you think you are? You're arrogant. What do you think you can do? You're selfish.
When you hang around average people, all they're going to do is tell you what they can't do. And that's okay that they can't do it, but that has absolutely nothing to do with us. We can do whatever we believe we can do, and we don't need anybody's permission to do it but ours.
Stand up for your dream. Stand up for what you want in your life. You've got to talk to yourself day in and day out. You've got to say, yes, I can make it. The last chapter to my life has not been written yet. If you judge me now, you'll judge me prematurely. I haven't exposed all my stuff yet. I'm still in the process of transforming my life. I'm still in the process of becoming. Yes, yes.
It's your dream. Nobody's gonna see it like you do it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna feel it like you feel it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna be as dedicated to it as you are. It's your dream, and they don't have to understand, and they don't have to like it, and they don't have to do it. It doesn't make a difference. It's your dream, and you, my friend, have been given the task to make it happen, and you can't let anything stop you from doing what you were called to do. I am great, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am phenomenal, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am going to do great things, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I was created to do great things, and I will no longer ask others for their permission. Kill the noise and dominate your space, your lane. I dare you to believe in yourself so much so that you don't need the affirmations of others. I dare you to believe in your uniqueness. I dare you to believe in you. I dare you to stand up for yourself. I dare you to dominate your space, your world, and to leave a legacy.
It doesn't matter how many times I fail. I'm going to courageously pursue it. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they think. This is something that I want that gives my life meaning and value.
You gotta work through it. You're gonna get up, you're gonna get dressed, you're gonna get out, and you're gonna do what you've been called to do. You're gonna be what you called to be. You're gonna have, and you're gonna prove that everybody that tried to break you, everybody that tried to stop you, everybody that tried to kill your dream, you're gonna prove all of them wrong.
There's people in here far superior than me. But there's no one in here who will work harder than me. You get up at 5:30 in the morning, it's pissing rain outside. Our competition's sleeping. I love that.
I will not be outworked, period.
Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. While the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
The commodity, the majority of people who aren't achieving the things that they want is strictly based on hustle. It's strictly based on being outworked. It's strictly based on missing crucial opportunities.
You might outwork me for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but you ain't gonna beat me over a year. You can't outwork me over 2 years. I'm gonna get you eventually. I'm a dripping damn faucet. I just keep coming at you. I'm too damn tough to give up. Most people half-ass half their life all the time. I knew they were gonna get tired. They were gonna get down. They quit improving themselves. They start sleeping in. I'm not gonna do that stuff. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna keep getting wide. I'm gonna stay relentless.
I might not be the fastest, the strongest, the smartest, none of that crap, but I will outwork your ass, and I flat out want it more than you. It's relentlessness, man. It's pushing past barriers. It's every time you get somewhere, it's wanting to go to the next level.
You guys are entitled to what you're entitled to is an opportunity to show up and be your best. Everyone's like, oh, Greg, you're lucky. You got this, Greg, you're lucky. Everything you do is luck. Bullshit. Because before it was luck, it was a belief. And every day with no one watching at 5 in the morning by myself, I trained it because I believed in it. In hopes that one day my trained ability collided with an opportunity to show it off. That's what luck is. That's what success is. Nothing subjective in there. It's all you.
You got to look at how much you're working. You got to look at how much effort you're making, the intention you're putting out there.
You got to cross the line in life. You got to go where nobody else wants to go. You got to work the hours nobody else wants the hours.
You have to resolve yourself today that you're going to dominate, that you're not average and ordinary. There has to become a point where you make a decision. We're going to dominate. We're here to win. We are not here to play. And that takes some intestinal fortitude. I'm where I'm at because I just flat decided I'm going to be a player. I decided at some point I get to choose who I am. The world doesn't tell me who I am. I write these chapters.
You don't need the world's permission. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. Only permission you need is from that motherfucker who stares at you back in the mirror every day and a willingness to do the hard fucking work longer, harder, and better than anyone. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy another success program looking for the secret recipe that doesn't exist? Or are you gonna go do something right fucking now and do something that brings you closer to greatness? That's your choice.
The late great Muhammad Ali said, if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. If you can't stand the heat, get your butt out the kitchen.
You got to understand that there are going to be many circumstances that will require your full, undivided attention.
Remember this, you can be a victim of your life or the master of it, but the choice is yours.
The time is now. There is no more time to waste. Stop sacrificing your success.
The mindset of a champion, the mindset of a winner, is the growth mindset, where you decide to move forwards into growth. The choice is yours. You're either growing or you're dying.
Deliberately replace those thoughts of hopelessness with motivation. Deliberately replace those thoughts of defeat with a drive to be better. Your mindset can deliver you a great life. So get to the business of deliberately leading it there, because it can't happen any other way.
You got to start with that belief in your mind. I've got this. I can do this. I can conquer this. I can pass this exam. I can get elected for the position that I'm going for. I can create abundance in my life. These are the thoughts that you have to have in your mind in order to become successful. So what is it time for you to build? What is it time for you to create? What do you need to do more or less of in order to get the results that you want?
There's always going to be ups and downs in life, man. There's always going to be bumps in the road. Things that ain't going to go as planned. Unexpected stuff's going to happen. You're going to face some pain. You're going to face some tough times. And if you ain't trained your mind to be prepared for it and how to handle it, it's going to break you. The secret is to work on your mindset daily. Work on the way that you see the world. Otherwise, you'll live your whole life seeing the world through someone else's eyes. You'll be a creature of circumstance. You'll be a victim of your life and not the master of it. Read books, listen to audios like this one. Start learning about why you do the things that you shouldn't do and why you don't do the things that you should. It's all because of the way that thing between your ears is wired. But know this, you're in control of rewiring it whenever you make the decision to do so. At any moment, you can take control back of your life and start creating a life that you deserve, not a life that someone else has paved out for you. And when all of the struggle comes, all of the bad times, all of the dark times come around, which they inevitably will, you'll be strong enough to take it head on, and it will make you rather than break you. You have greatness inside you, let me tell you. Unlimited potential. But you have to train your mind. Every single day, things are going to happen outside of your control. The weather, terrorism, coronavirus. But you can't control any of that shit. All you can control is how you choose to look at situations. You can control the information that you're letting in here. Never forget that you can have anything in this life that you want if you're willing to go and get it. You've got to have belief. You've got to have belief, and that belief comes from working on your mindset every single day. I was 19 years old. I had a 1-year-old baby and another one on the way, and I didn't have a pot to piss in. I was working in a factory, 12-hour shifts, days and nights, and I made a decision to change. I painted my earphones orange and blue to match the colour of the earplugs that we had to wear. And all I would do was listen to audios like this one, training my mind every second I could. That decision changed my life forever.
I used to wonder if mindset really mattered. I thought that success was all about talent and skill set, but I came to realize that someone who is great at what they do can quickly be bypassed by someone who is less talented but more confident. Remember this, confidence attracts, but unbelief repels. So if you have a mindset that you are average or that you never get great opportunities, without realizing it, you are creating your reality. Many of the people you look up to, they are not super smart or super talented. You are just as smart and talented as they are. They just latched on to their dream and developed the mental fortitude necessary to keep going when they were feeling the frustration that you might be feeling right now. And so there will be days when you feel weary. But battles are not won based upon feelings. Your commitment must overpower your feelings. So the fundamental question to worry is, what if? What if I do a bad job? What if I don't get the money that I need? What if people don't like the content that I'm putting out? But if you want to get better results, you're going to have to shift from sinking to building. You're going to have to shift from worrying to saying, you know what, I got this. That's what mindset is all about. Mindset is about having confidence in yourself. Mindset is about saying, I don't care what comes up. I don't care what obstacles come my way. I have this under control. Why? Because if I think it, I can imagine it, I can envision it, and then I can help this thing come to pass. Oh, I hope I'm helping y'all today. These are the things that you've got to focus on. At the end of the day, mindset matters.
Start your day with power and know that you are enough. You are enough and you have what you need to succeed. You are enough. You're equipped for greatness. You're powerful beyond your greatest imagination. In business, sports, and life, you have to develop a championship mindset. What sets you apart from the pack. Once an obstacle confronts you, you're going to kick it down. You're going to overcome. You're going to rise.
I highly recommend that you take a good look at yourself from the inside out and realize that you are not out of the fight, that you are born to win. Regardless of the circumstances, don't ever give up on you, because you matter. And it is this time for you to realize that the mindset must be put in the right place, because it's only so much time that you have. So don't waste it. Don't waste it on doubt. Don't waste it on negativity. Don't waste it on fear. Put all your effort into being the best individual, the best makeup of who you truly are.
You are a champion, a warrior. You must build a mindset for success. A mindset that can endure pain and struggle, because it will come. Your mindset will make or break you. Mindset matters. Anybody that tells you differently don't have what it takes to be great. You can develop it. You can mold it. I want you to push. Whether you're an all-American athlete, all-state, all-world, or all-nothing athlete. Whether you're the CEO, the CFO, or the janitor, or even jobless. You need to develop the mindset that's going to launch you towards the success that you deserve, the success that you want, the success that you need. Don't allow anybody to confront you with their fears. No, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. I am unstoppable. I have the mindset to succeed on the field, in the business world, in every arena of life. It's time to value your mindset, your health, your passions, not your mother's, not your father's, your passions. There is nothing that can stop me. Not you, not her, not anybody. Because I am amazing. I am great. I am phenomenal.
I gotta be honest with you. You don't want to look back on your life old and gray and say, I could have, or I should have taken that one opportunity, that one action, that one chance that could have given me a completely different life.
To move that inch in order to build even just the slightest bit of momentum, 1 inch is all it takes. It's the time in your life where it's do or die. What are you going to do?
Lock into what you want and lock out everything that wants to keep you from getting there.
What makes you feel happy and fulfilled? What lights you up from inside? How do you want to feel as a successful person?
It's the time when you're feeling like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're in the dark, but it's up to you to change your perception to shed some light on where you are. It's It's the time when you're ready to give up. But you know if you do, you'll never be able to live with yourself with the guilt and shame of not pulling yourself out of this state.
Become your biggest support system. You can't keep allowing the lack of support from others to discourage you to the point where you don't take action and you end up giving up on your dreams.
Overnight success is a fantasy, but real success is within your reach, no matter who you are, no matter where you are at in your life right now.
For you to claw your way back out of where you've put yourself in, understand it was you that put you there, no one else. You. You are here because of you, and you're the only person that can get back out of it.
So most people stop, but successful entrepreneurs, avid learners, and growth-centered individuals know that becoming better is a continuous, consistent process, not a game with an end.
Sometimes we get too hung up on who doesn't support our dream, right? My wife doesn't support my dream. My husband doesn't support my dream. My parents don't believe in my dream. Well, let me ask you a very important question. Do you support your dream? Your gifts, your abilities, your value. It's about you.
You created the path. You already lined the way, and because of it, it's now easier to identify the things that need to be learned from. Now you own it.
You've heard of the instant success stories, the legends, the trailblazers, the rock stars. They are the ones we envy. They are the ones we want to be. The stories you've heard about people who achieve overnight success, they are just stories. It's a lot sexier to say someone just showed up and success rained down on them. But it's not the truth. There's always a hidden backstory of hard work, of struggle, of pain. No one gets to the top without identifying what success feels like for them, without sticking to it for 10 years or more, without mastery.
If you can't think, if you can't bring yourself to move out of your current mental state to one of growth, purpose and progress, I want you to follow me. Take a deep inhale. Ask yourself what you need in your life right now. Close your eyes and exhale into the vision you have for your life. It's going to allow you to climb back out of the hole that you put yourself in, shed light on your current position, and be grateful for the experiences that are now about to take place. I'll ask you now, what is above you? What's in front of you? You can't go any lower. You spiral down as far as you can go. The only direction now is up. All you have to do is just move that 1 inch.
Many people won't understand why you're grinding. They won't understand why you're attending masterminds and private workshops instead of partying all night long at the club. They're not going to understand that you know that short-term sacrifices lead to long-term prosperity.
Sometimes you need to let go of what you want now to get what you want later. But it's worth it because you're playing the long game. Success takes time. Success takes effort. But I promise you that when you finally get there, you'll look back at all of it and you won't regret a single moment.
They won't understand that you're building a lifestyle that most people only dream about, adding value that will impact thousands of people, and that what you do will leave a legacy long after you're gone from this earth. They're not going to understand any of that. And you know what? You shouldn't care if they understand this or not.
Here's the thing. Two people can get to the one destination. They can get to the same destination, but who's stronger at the end? The one who had it easier, or the one who started further back? Who started in a deeper hole? Who had to overcome more adversity? Those two people are going to get to the same spot, the same destination. One of them is going to be stronger.
Your only objective is to lock in on what you truly want for your life. So from now on, get rid of the things that are just a distraction. If it doesn't fall in alignment with your goals, your values, the direction you want to go, and the place you want to be, it is not for you.
You need to define your chief aim, not someone else's. The only way to achieve success without giving up on your happiness is to understand and define what is it like to you.
You gotta understand that when you have a vision or a great purpose to add value to the world, this is your journey alone to travel.
You need to train yourself to look further than a few months or years. What do you want to do and have at that time? Who do you want to be? How do you want to serve and contribute? When you have that vision, get real with yourself and ask, what needs to happen now to make that future vision my reality?
So take a deep inhale, stand up straight, lift your chin off your chest, pull your shoulders back, and start to look in the direction of where you want to go. Move that inch.
When you get to that state, creating results in your area of expertise is almost effortless. It's an organic process that comes easily to you.
Remember, the further you spiral down just means the more growth there is on the way back up and the stronger you'll be.
And you're still waiting around for some kind of signal to finally go hard and give your dreams everything you got.
Stop seeing it as work ahead of you, but there's only growth ahead of you. There's only strength that can be had. That's it. You can only go up from here, and the growth is needed to be where you want to be.
I want you to tell yourself right now that you don't need permission to pursue your dreams. Not my permission, not your family's permission, not loved ones, not any experts, gurus, or anybody else. You've never needed anyone else's permission to tap into your greatness.
The only kind of success that matters is the kind that lasts. If you achieve success only to have it slip through your fingers, all you have then is disappointment.
Understand that you can't change what you've done wrong, but you can change your perception of it, and that's what's going to help you move that inch.
So in order to succeed, take your life to that next level. You've got to get to the point where your dreams become more important than anyone and everything else.
You've done all the hard work. Think about that. You've done all the hard work to get to the bottom. You've now learned the lessons. You've taken ownership, responsibility of the situation and everything you've done. You're now being forced to create a balanced perspective of every single thing that you've done. And rather than have guilt and shame that you are where you are and all the things that you've done wrong, create the balanced perspective. It's neither good nor bad. It's neither positive nor negative. It is neutral. And you'll be turning all that stress into strength.
It's time to get real. It's time to get raw. It's time to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourself is not going to carry us in the stretch. I've been this version of myself long enough that if I don't change, if I don't do something about this, then I'm going to find myself bankrupt.
For me to understand, for me to be better, for me to be stronger, I must learn to suffer a little bit. I must learn to struggle a little bit. I cannot reap the rewards of success without understanding about struggles.
Success is not automatic. You don't get things just because you want them. You achieve your goals only when you are disciplined enough to keep showing up when you don't feel like it.
You're going to put the blood, you're going to put the sweat, you're going to put the tears in, you're going to lose sleep, you're going to go days without eating, you're going to do whatever it takes to make the sacrifices necessary to manifest. There are too many people in your life who have left you. There are too many people in your life who have counted you out. There are too many people in your life who have whispered in your ear and said, you'll be worse off without them. Prove them wrong.
It's time to commit to focusing on you.
You have to disappear and put the work in and come back and shock everybody that doubted you.
But don't let yourself be vulnerable to weakness. Don't let weakness consume you. Don't let hopelessness consume you. Be about your business. Understand that you got to keep living and living strong.
If you keep showing up, if you keep going hard, your results will turn those who ignored you into fame. Let your results speak louder than your voice.
Can you hide yourself in the library? Can you hide yourself in the gym? Can you hide yourself in the boardroom and plan and do what is required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment?
There are many people out there in the world that don't have the capabilities that you have to carry on the good fight. There are things that are happening around us every day. The things that are happening to us right now happens for a reason. What you are going through right now, someone else is going through it in a different manner. But we always ask the question, why me? Why is this happening to me?
Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level and the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and eliminate all distractions and get into a place where you can focus on just you. What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you?
Winning requires focus. Winning requires intention. Winning requires discipline. Success is the external reward of mastering your inner game.
Are you in a position to quit? Or are you in a position to go harder? Are you in a position to go stronger? Are you willing to dig and go as far as you can in your life? Are you willing to suffer?
Can you hide yourself in your books? Can you hide yourself in your closet? Can you hide yourself in the prayer rooms? Can you hide yourself?
Not believing in yourself is a losing battle because either you won't try at all or you will convince yourself that you can't do it.
I'm talking to that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who feels the fire in their belly. It's time for you to shock the world.
Success don't have many friends. Success doesn't hold on to many people. Success doesn't connect with everybody because everybody doesn't have the ability to connect to success.
When nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, when nobody understands the measure of passion that you carry, can you keep going? Don't stop. You're right there.
You have to shift from being externally focused to internally focused. Do not yield to distractions. Focus on you.
Why are you here? What is your destiny? One of the greatest tragedies in life is to live and not know why you're living.
If you're walking on this earth today, prepare yourself for many battles ahead. And you're not going to win every battle because every battle is not meant to be won. Sometimes you're going to need to humble yourself.
What do you believe about you? How do you talk to you about you? take a moment to think about what you've been saying to yourself about yourself. The good news is that your mind will believe whatever you tell it. So make sure that you are speaking your desires and not your fears. You get to choose how your mind serves you.
Sometimes you gotta delete the app. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you.
Are you prepared to go through the nights of many hours of applying everything you have within yourself? Have you had that point in your life when you was just so tired and you couldn't push that next hour or that second hour out because you needed your sleep? Oh, I need to catch up on my sleep. You can't catch up on your sleep, but going up to the next level in your life, that's what it's about.
I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that nurse, that doctor. I'm talking to that student. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that wants their future, that wants to fulfill their destiny, that wants to manifest, that wants to walk in discipline. I'm just wondering, is there anybody here that's willing to disappear and focus on you?
What do you do about the negative guy that's trying to bring you down? It's quite simple. Ignore and outwork every last one of them. You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level. You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you'll realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
The best revenge is massive success. I'll show you.
You want to kill your haters? You want to shut them down? You want to kill the noise? Listen to me, nothing succeeds like success. Who cares what they say? Dominance. Who cares what they think? Dominance.
When you decide acting in your best interest, you're going to lose some friends. Everybody's not going to approve of you. There's some people that won't like you. Who do you think you are? You're arrogant. What do you think you can do? You're selfish.
When you hang around average people, all they're going to do is tell you what they can't do. And that's okay that they can't do it, but that has absolutely nothing to do with us. We can do whatever we believe we can do, and we don't need anybody's permission to do it but ours.
Stand up for your dream. Stand up for what you want in your life. You've got to talk to yourself day in and day out. You've got to say, yes, I can make it. The last chapter to my life has not been written yet. If you judge me now, you'll judge me prematurely. I haven't exposed all my stuff yet. I'm still in the process of transforming my life. I'm still in the process of becoming. Yes, yes.
It's your dream. Nobody's gonna see it like you do it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna feel it like you feel it. It's your dream. Nobody's gonna be as dedicated to it as you are. It's your dream, and they don't have to understand, and they don't have to like it, and they don't have to do it. It doesn't make a difference. It's your dream, and you, my friend, have been given the task to make it happen, and you can't let anything stop you from doing what you were called to do. I am great, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am phenomenal, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am going to do great things, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I was created to do great things, and I will no longer ask others for their permission. Kill the noise and dominate your space, your lane. I dare you to believe in yourself so much so that you don't need the affirmations of others. I dare you to believe in your uniqueness. I dare you to believe in you. I dare you to stand up for yourself. I dare you to dominate your space, your world, and to leave a legacy.
It doesn't matter how many times I fail. I'm going to courageously pursue it. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they think. This is something that I want that gives my life meaning and value.
You gotta work through it. You're gonna get up, you're gonna get dressed, you're gonna get out, and you're gonna do what you've been called to do. You're gonna be what you called to be. You're gonna have, and you're gonna prove that everybody that tried to break you, everybody that tried to stop you, everybody that tried to kill your dream, you're gonna prove all of them wrong.